गदाधर श्रीवासादि श्री गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नष्टप्रायसु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भागवते उत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। नाम संकीर्तनं जस्य प्रणाशनं प्रणामदुःखं तं नमामि श्रीहरिपरम्। श्रीमद्भागवतम 10.3.24। श्रीदेवकी उवाच रूपं यत् तत् प्राहुरव्यक्तमाद्यं रूपं यत् तत् प्राहुरव्यक्तमाद्यं ब्रह्म ज्योतिर्निर्गुणं निर्विकारम् ब्रह्म ज्योतिर्निर्गुणं निर्विकारम् सत्तामात्रं निर्विशेषं निरीहम् सत्तामात्रं निर्विशेषं निरीहम् सत्वं साक्षाद् विष्णुरध्यात्मदीपः सत्वं साक्षाद् विष्णुरध्यात्मदीपः। श्रीदेवकी उवाच रूपं यत्तत् प्राहुरव्यक्तमाद्यं ब्रह्म ज्योतिर्निर्गुणं निर्विकारम् सतामात्रं निर्विशेषं निरीहं सत्वं साक्षात् विष्णुर् अध्यात्मदीपः। Synonyms. Sri Devaki Vacha. Sri Devaki said, Rupam, substance, yat tat, because you are the same substance. Prahu, you are sometimes called Abhyaktam, not perceivable by material senses. Ataha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhavyat grahyam indriya. Adyam, you are the original cause. Brahma, you are known as Brahman, Jyoti, light, Nirgunam, without material qualities, Nirvikaram, without change, the same form of Vishnu, perpetually. Satamatram, the original substance, the cause of everything. Nirvisesam, you are present everywhere as the super soul, within the heart of human being and within the heart of animal, the same substance is present. Niriham, without material desire. Saha, that supreme person. Tvam, your lordship. Sakhyat, directly. Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. Adhyatma Deepaha, the light for all transcendental knowledge. Knowing you, one who knows everything. Jasmin Vigyante Sarvam Evam Vigyanam Bhavati. Translation. Sri Devaki said, My dear Lord, there are different Vedas, some of which describe you as unperceivable through words and the mind. Yet, you are the origin of the entire cosmic manifestation. You are Brahman, the greatest of everything, full of effulgence like the sun. You have no material cause. You are free from change and deviation, and you have no material desires. Thus, the Vedas says that you are the substance. Therefore, my Lord, you are directly the origin of all Vedic statements. And by understanding you, one gradually understands everything. You are different from the light of Brahman and Paramātmā, yet you are non different from them. Everything emanates from you. Indeed, you are the cause of all causes. Lord Viṣṇu, the light of all transcendental knowledge. Purport. Vishnu is the origin of everything, and there is no difference between Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna because both of them are Vishnu Tattva. From the Rig Veda, we understand Om Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. The original substance is the all pervading Lord Vishnu, who is also Paramatma and the effulgent Brahman. The living entities are also part and parcel of Vishnu, who has various energies. Parasya Saktir Vividhaiva Sruyate Swabhavik Jnana Bala Kriya Cha. Vishnu or Krishna is there for everything. Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita 10.8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhu Mataha Sarvam Pravartate. I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. Krishna, therefore, is the original cause of everything. Sarva Karana Karanam. When Vishnu expands in his all pervading aspect, we should understand him to be Nirakara Nirbishesha Brahma Jyoti. Although everything emanates from Krishna, he is ultimately a person. Aham Adir Hi Devanam. He is the origin of Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwara. And from them, many other demigods are manifested. Krishna, therefore, says in Bhagavad Gita 14.27, Brahmano hi pratishtaham. Brahman, rest upon me. The Lord also says, Ye api anya devata bhakta yajanti sradhyanitaha te api mam eva kaunteya yajanti avidhi purvakam. Whatever a man may sacrifice to other gods, Kunti is really meant for me alone, but is offered without true understanding. Bhagavad Gita 9.23. There are many who worship different demigods, considering all of them to be separate gods. In fact, they are not. The fact is that every demigod and every living entity is part and parcel of Krishna. Mamevansa jiva loke jiva bhutaha sanatana. The demigods are also in the category of living entity. They are not separate from gods. But men whose knowledge is immature and contaminated by the modes of matter nature worship various demigods according to their intelligence. Therefore, they are rebuked in Bhagavad Gita. Kamaistaistairhuta jnana prapadyante anya devataha. Because they are unintelligent and not very advanced and have not properly considered the truth. They take to worship of various demigods or speculate according to various philosophies, such as Mayavada philosophy. Krishna, Vishnu, is the actual origin of everything. As stated in Vedas, Jasya Bhasa Sarva Vivati. The absolute truth is described later in Srimad Bhagavatam 10.28.15 as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Yad Brahmayoti Sanatanam. The Brahmajyoti is Sanatana, eternal, yet is dependent on Krishna. Brahmana hi pratisthaham. The Brahma Samhita states that the Lord is all pervading, antarastham. He is within this universe and he is within the atom as Paramatma. Jasya prabha koti koti su asisa vasudhadi vibhuti vin. Brahman is also not independent of him. Therefore, whatever a philosopher may describe Krishna or Lord Vishnu, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, Paramam Brahma, Paramam Dhamam, Pavitram Paramam Bhavan. According to different phases of understanding, Lord Vishnu is differently described, but in fact, he is the origin of everything. Because Devaki was an unallied devotee, she could understand that the same Lord Vishnu had appeared as her son. Therefore, after the prayers of Vasudeva, Devaki offered her prayers. She was very frightened because of her brother's atrocities. Devaki said, "My dear Lord, your eternal forms like Narayana, Lord Rama, Sesa, Varaha, Nrsimha, Vamana, Baladeva, and millions of similar incarnations emanating from Vishnu are described in the Vedic literature as original. You are original because all your forms as incarnations are outside of these material creations. Your form was existing before this cosmic manifestations was created. Your forms are eternal and all pervading. They are self effulgent, changeless, and uncontaminated by the material qualities. Such eternal forms are ever cognizant and full of bliss. They are situated in the transcendental goodness and are always engaged in different pastimes. You are not limited to a particular form only. All such transcendental, eternal forms are self sufficient. I can understand that you are the Supreme Lord Vishnu. We may conclude, therefore, that Lord Vishnu is everything, although he is also different from everything. This is the Achinta Veda Tattva philosophy. Hare Krishna. वेद शास्त्र कहे संबंध अविधेय प्रयोजन. Veda Shastra talks about three things: Sambandha, Avideha, Prayojana. So, understanding the relationship with Supreme Personality of Godhead is most important. First look of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Bande Gurun Isa Bhaktan Isam Isavatarakan Tat Prakasam Satat Saktihi Krishna Chaitanya Sangakam. Bande Gurun Isa Bhaktan. Sri Guru and Vaishnavas, the sadhus, the devotees of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Isa means Supreme Personality of Godhead. Isam, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Isabotarakan, all the incarnations that are emanating from Supreme Personality of Godhead. Tat Prakasam, all of his manifestations. tat prakasam. All of his manifestation, cha tat saktihi, and all of his potencies, tat saktihi. Krishna Chaitanya Sangakam should be considered as non-different. One should worship. I offer my respectful obeisances unto the spiritual master, the devotees of the Lord's incarnations, his plenary portions, his energy, and the primeval Lord himself, Sri Chaitanya, Sri Krishna Chaitanya. So the absolute tattva of Brahman is the fundamental ways of understanding Supreme Personality of Godhead. So when we talk about fundamental, what is that fundamental thing? Why people try to go to the foundation first? And why the people are interested in finding the core foundational substance? So Brahman substance, people are interested, especially scientific minded people, we try to visualize empirically what is this substance that is the source of or variegation or mixture of such substance can be. People are or scientific minded people are very much interested to understand that fundamental substance. During the classical physics, chemistry, we found that the fundamental or the smallest particle called atom, and there are hydrogen, helium, lithium, like that, many atoms. So 104, so 100 up to 115. Some atoms are there, some are not stable. So we could not find a single atom which can combine to form many molecules. There are multiple atoms. Then further we enter into particle. In particle we also found there are around 15 particles. But those who are in the school of Vedanta, they want to understand the absolute truth in the foundation of single substance, which they want to refer as Brahman. And that Brahman, Ekoham Bahushyami, becomes many. And that Brahman should be the source of everything. So people are interested in understanding the non-dual substance as Brahman. Dual means two or more. Non-dual means single substance. So the foundation of Advaita Vedanta. There are many propounder निर्विशेषवाद, शून्यवाद, निरीश्वरवाद. When they try to define Brahman substance, there are many paradoxes, especially Shankaracharya, who tried to establish Mayavada and Nirvishesavada, ultimately tried to prove that Govindam Adi Purusham Tamam Bhaja Govindam Mudamute. People are so much bewildered that they cannot understand the truth when presented as it is. They are interested more into jugglery due to the influence of material world. Shankaracharya tried to explain and he tried to quote from Upanishads, while same time the Bhagavad Gita sloka and other slokas clearly mentions that Brahmano Pratistaham Amritasya Apyasya cha Sasvatasya cha Sukhasya Ikantikasya cha. And the effulgence of Brahman is the effulgence of the body of Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna and Vishnu. The effulgence of the abode is known as Brahmajyoti. So this is the light or the effulgence that is sourced from Brahman, from Supreme Personality of Lord Vishnu, sourced from Lord Vishnu. When we go deeper, the various examples were given. What is the paradoxes given with the example that Brahman, that the Jiva, Brahma and Prakriti are the three substances to be explained. Brahma, Jiva and Prakriti are to be said in non-dual substance. Jiva as part of Brahman, and when that Advaita Vedanta Mayavada philosophy, which must not be accepted, should be rejected, says that Brahma and Jiva are same. When Jiva get liberated, then become Brahma. And Prakriti or Maya is illusion. Brahma Satya Jagat Mithya. So that was the foundation of Mayavada philosophy. So Brahma, Jiva and Prakriti, especially all Vedanta try to explain these three things. Brahma, Jiva and Maya or Prakriti. So Mayavada says Prakriti is Maya, Jiva and Brahma are same. So there is only one substance exists is Brahman. But there are many paradoxes in this philosophy. What example they provide is that suppose there is air in a pot, and if you break the pot, the identification of air was because of that pot is no more there, and the air is mixed in the entire air, so there is no existence of the air. But the, the example is not very suitable. Why? The air example is not persuadable. Bhagavad Gita says, Jatha akas sthita vayu sarvatra ko mohan. Jatha akas sthita vayu sarvatra ko mohan. This wind is placed in akasa. There is adhara for vayu. The air is rested upon the sky. So the all-pervading Brahmana Pratishta Aham is rest upon Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord Krishna, personal form. And Jatha Kasastita Vayut Sarvatra Brahman. Similarly, Brahman is resting upon Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Brahman substance, the absolute source, is dual and non-dual same time. Inconceivable. Qualitatively minute, qualitatively same, quantitatively minute. Infinite and infinitesimal. To explain this concept, there are two examples provided: the ocean and the drop of water from the ocean, the sun and the rays of the sun. So, all these jyoti, the lights, are emanating from the transcendental body of Supreme Personality of Godhead. When we take the example like sun and his rays, scientifically, what we know, what is happening inside the sun, hydrogen is converted to helium, so there is photon energy emitted. Why photon energy emitted? Why photon emits itself? See, when this chemical bonding occurs, when electrons go from one orbit, higher orbit to lower orbit, it releases some energy. At that energy is photon in some electron volt. Suppose the revolving energy at one orbit was 10 electron volt, and in the lower orbit it was 7 electron volt. So now it has additional 3 electron volt. So this 3 electron volt energy is released. That is photon energy. So we know that light in double slit experience is particle as well as a wave. So what is there in the light? It's photon, energy or quantum, whatever you can say. It's energy packet. Can this energy packet further create energy? So the hydrogen and helium conversion can happen in the sun. It can emit energies, but can this particle itself do the same thing? This is the question to be raised. So sun globe has the ability to emit the photon energy, but the photon energy cannot emit further photon energy, cannot do the role of the sun. So this photon energy has its identification. It exists in the universe. It do its activities. But it is further explained with the water and water particle, like ocean and a drop of water. What are all things that ocean can do? A drop of water cannot. However, when drop of water is with the ocean, then it enjoys the privileges of ocean. It enjoys the eternity, the cognizance, and the pleasure of the ocean. A drop of water is qualitatively the water of ocean, but is not the ocean. So with this, we can understand that Brahman, the non-dual substance, is dual. What is how it becomes dual and how it becomes non-dual? Guru Maharaj explained that many times very well. That we are qualitatively same, quantitatively minute. And when we talk about the quality of Brahman, that Brahman is nirguna, means no material quality. That Brahman is saguna, means Brahman is having all the spiritual qualities. Saguna means spiritual qualities. When we talk about the spiritual qualities, then Brahma is saguna. When we are taking the reference of material qualities, when we talk about material quality, then Brahma is nirguna, no material qualities. So in this way, Supreme Personality of Godhead is the source of everything. Aham sarvasya prabho mataha sarvam pravartate. Aham adiri devanam. Brahma, Vishnu, Maheshwara, all the demigods, everything. They have sourced from Supreme Personality of Godhead. And this Brahman is resting upon the energy of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Just like the all pervading wind rests upon the sky, similarly, everything, all the Brahman effulgences, Brahman, entire Brahman is resting upon Supreme Personality of Godhead. Those who are aware of this fact, they sarva bhavena bhajanti mam, with all of the feelings. They surrender to Supreme Personality of Godhead. So, those who are partially understood the truth are attracted to other demigods, che api anya devata bhakta jajante shraddhanita, te api mam eva konteya ijanti avidhi purvakam. So, how this has happened that other worshipper, other demigod are also worshipping Supreme Personality of Godhead, but that is not Vidhi Purvakam. Mama Bartmanu Bartante Manusya Partha Sarvasaha. Every living entity, somehow or other, are always under the protections of Supreme Personality of Godhead. So nobody is beyond the control of Supreme Personality of Godhead. Every living entity are part and parcel of Supreme Personality of God. Chid Vaibhava Jivata. Chidanu Sarupa Jiva Vaibhava Prakara. Chid Dharma Vasatah Jiva Swatantra Gatana. Sankhya Ananta Sukha Tara Prayojana. What I try to explain here, actually, the Jiva Shakti, which part and parcel of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, had the provision to remain either as Krishna Parishada or to remain attracted to material world. Jara punah nija sukha kariya bhavana. The word punah is significant. I'll explain that why punah is mentioned here. Jara punah nija sukha kariya bhavana means who again, punah means again. Nija sukha means the enjoyment of the body. Kariya bhavana means desire. Who again desired of his own pleasure or independent pleasure. Nija sukha is called independent pleasure. So here, Chid Anu Swarupa Jiva Vaibhava Prakara. The living entity or the Jiva is a Chid Anu. Anu means water. If you break it into small pieces, what are the smallest portion? If you break it further, it will become atom, hydrogen and oxygen. Two oxygen, one oxygen, two hydrogen. So that means it is no more water. It is two different atoms. So until it do not break to hydrogen and oxygen, that is called the smallest Chid Anu. So this Chid Anu is Jiva. Vaibhava Prakara is a variegated Vaibhava. It's a type of Vaibhava. What is this Vaibhava? Jiva Vaibhava? It's Tatastha. Chidharma Vasatah Jiva Swatantra Gatana. So it has a special manufacturing or special variations. So it remains in association. It has the possibility to remain in between, either in Antaranga or in Bahiranga. But where it will go is based on its need. What is its need? What is the prayojan of Jiva? Sankhyaya, Ananta Sukha, unlimited pleasure. It needs unlimited pleasure. Why? Because it's part and parcel of Lord. Lord is Anandamaya Abhyasat. The basic foundational substance of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the foundational substance are Sat Chit Ananda. Among them, Ananda is the prime potency which is impressed on the living entity, being part and parcel. I want to be always happy. This is the fundamental statement. Everybody searching. I want to be always happy. Always means permanent or eternity. Sat. Ananda means pleasure or happiness. I want to be always happy. Everybody is looking for that. So this is the need of living entity. And one has to be knowledge just to become happy. His knowledge is how to become happy. That is Chit Sakti, knowledge. So, being founded with this requirement, Ananta Sukha, he has the choice whether he will search in the water or in the land. It's a Tatastha Jiva. ସେଇ ସୁଖ ହେତୁ ଯାରା କୃଷ୍ଣରେ ବରିଲା, who took the shelter of Supreme Personality of Godhead. They enjoys the topmost blessing or pleasure. Krishna Pariseda Mukta Rupete Rahila. They take part in the Parabhyama, Golak Vrindavan or Vaikuntha and participate in the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Jat Adbhuta Madhurima Aswadaya. He can release the transcendental milaus of love of Godhead. But others, those who are for their own sense enjoyment, independent sense enjoyment, they want to enjoy like Supreme Personality of Godhead. Because Supreme Personality of Godhead is supreme, all are his devotee. Everybody will surrender to him and offer the homages to him. That is the process of getting bhakti sukha or indirect enjoyment, not direct enjoyment. Like mother feed the child and becomes more happy than getting food for herself. So feeding child is indirect happiness. Similarly, bhakti sukha is indirect happiness. And that is the highest happiness. Beti Lobhat. One day, when Krishna was traveling in Dwarka, he found his image in the mountain of jewel, Mani Parvata, and he saw his image. So he became so attracted. How beautiful is this one? With the feeling of Radha, he became so much attracted to his own image. Beti Lobhat, it developed the intense desire that I have to become or get the bhava of Radha and love Krishna. Even Krishna himself is desirous that how much pleasure a devotee can extract from his madhurya. So that's why indirect pleasure is the highest, and that also increases every day. Pratikshana, badhe pratikshana, increases every. Ananda buddhi vardhanam pratipadam. Every moment it is increasing. So Krishna want to be updated with the increased love of Radharani. So he comes once at least in a day of Brahma as Gaurahari to update it with the love of Radharani and practice that himself and preach to others. So that what is never delivered in entire day of Brahma during that period is get delivered. Anarpita chariti chiram karunaya avatirna. Being very merciful, Gaurahari appears at least once a day to deliver that topmost pleasures. But who are they who do not understand this? Punaha. Punaha means they are in Brahmajyoti. So sometimes you may get liberate sansarakshaya. Liberation means when sansara mochana happens. There are two basic inquiry explained by Sanatana Goswami. Ke ami kare jaye kene jare tapatraye. These two inquiry one must make. Who am I? Kene jare tapatraye. How these threefold miseries can be removed? How can I get freedom from this threefold of miseries? Kene jare tapatraye. How this can be going? Guru mare murkha dekhi karila sasana. কৃষ্ণ মন্ত্র লও তুমি কৃষ্ণ মন্ত্রে হবে সংসার মোচন when you chant this Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare, your sansar mochana can happen by that. But Krishna naam jape paibo Krishna prem dhana. So sansar mochana is one thing. that getting freedom from material existence. But getting prema, Guru Krupa bole, Guru Krupa hele Krishna Nam diye premadhan. If you have the blessings of Guru, then you will be able to chant Shuddha Krishna Nam and you can get premadhan. Otherwise, it will not be obtained. So, like that, even though the devotee or the foundational practitioners, they at the beginning state, they become eligible to enter into Brahma Jyoti. That means Sansara Mochana happened for them, but they again developed same desire, Nija Sukha. There is a possibility to develop Nija Sukha, independence and enjoyment again. That's why the Punha word is very significant. It is to be understood. There is fall down from Brahma Jyoti. Even though he had able to surpass the samsara, got samsara mochana by the practice of jnana, jagya, tapa, dana, jagyasu, tapasu, danasu chaiva, jatpunya palam pradishtam. Atyoti tat sarvam idam viditya yogi param sthana upaitya chadyam. The practitioner of Krishna consciousness, a Krishna conscious devotee who is in the path of Manmana, Madhbhakta, Madhyaji, Ma'am Namaskuru, at the very beginning attend this Sansara Mochana state. Sansara Mochana is not everything. Until one develop Premadhana, the love of Supreme Personality of Godhead, there is fallback. He can again come back to this material world. So Brahma Sukha, all these, okay, but there is a fear of falling down. And those who are not wise, they worship demigods, they want some immediate pleasure, but all these grants what they are asking are ultimately granted by Krishna himself. All the grants any living entities are getting is ultimately granted by Krishna alone. No other than Krishna can give you anything. Everything coming from Krishna. So all the demigods are sourced from him, supplied by him, facilitated by him, even whatever Shraddha required to worship particular demigod God is granted by him. So he has made this provision that either you worship him directly, if you are not, then he also facilitates you to worship other demigods. Like Mahatmanastu Mampartha Daivim Prakritim Asrita. So those who are Mahatmana, great devotees, they are taking center of Yogamaya. Mogha Samoga Karman, Moga Gyana Vichita. So Rakshasim Asurim Cheko Prakriti Mohinasita. The second path is that who are not elevated into this level, who have Rakshasi and Asuri Svabha, Ahankara, Abhimana, Asatsanga, Asat Gyana. So they are controlled by the Mohini Prakriti. So there is one fourth material creation. So they take part in this, and indirectly they are engaged in the service of Supreme Lord in contributing toward the material existence, where they get the scope of enjoying the game what they wanted and first suffer the consequence. Gradually, they get all the facilities like sadhu, guru, shastra, atma, rupe, karana, anusirana. All the guidance are being provided through sadhu, guru, shastra, and Paramatma being himself. He gives the guidance. Sarvasya chaham Hridisannivishto matah smrutir jnanam apohanancha. Even to bacteria, he gives the knowledge to hide or to protect from the immunity of the person and to make a seed so that like coronavirus, how it made its seed, how to counter the medicines, how to mutate against this, all these, you know, lowest living form or even smallest living entity are being awarded by Paramatma how to eat, how to protect, how to procreate, and how to defend. Hare Krishna. Any questions?